It's Madden NFL 23 on EA Sports, and there's no love lost between these NFC North foes. It's the Packers and the Vikings on EA Sports.
A very warm day outside by Minnesota standards, but then again, it is still summer. Either way, the AC is working just fine at U.S. Bank Stadium in the Twin Cities. Today, we kick off the new year with an NFC North matchup between the Green Bay Packers and the Minnesota Vikings. Joined by Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin, and it is finally time to kick off another NFL regular season, folks. Here we go, and what a game we have to start, Charles. A rivalry showdown between the Packers and the Vikings, two teams who have really defined the NFC North for some time.
So let's face it, fans in Detroit, fans in Chicago don't want to hear it, but you nailed it, because one of these two has won 13 of the last 15 NFC North titles in Green Bay. They're on a 3-year streak with 13 wins in each of those seasons. The Packers are obviously heavy favorites, but if Minnesota can get above its 8 wins from last year, they've got a chance to challenge Green Bay for this division crown.
The ball on the tee, we're set for football, and we are underway from downtown Minneapolis. This will be fielded inside the 5. And here comes the winner of the last 2 NFL MVP awards, Aaron Rodgers, as he brings his Packers out for their first series of the game.
Even as he nears age 40, Aaron Rodgers' game isn't taking a single backward step. He became only the 4th player to win back-to-back MVP awards and led Green Bay to its 3rd straight 13-win season. He avoids turnovers better than anyone in football at the quarterback position. And Green Bay, they are always a front runner with him under center.
Now the man from UTEP, this is Aaron Jones. And able to steer clear of that first tackler as he works his way forward for about 4. From the 25 on 2nd down, Rodgers, sideline throw, it's complete. And a nice job there of keeping the toes in bounds. They'll try and run for it with Jones. And he's going to get to the 31, enough for the first down. The Vikings here hosting Green Bay in the season opener, and they've got one of those quirks in the schedule that is going to work in their favor. They play all 3 of their division home games in the first 5 weeks of the year. After Green Bay today, they'll host Detroit in week 3 and then Chicago in week 5. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. From the gun, it's Rodgers. A throw complete to the tight end, Tunyon. Looking to throw again on 2nd down. Rodgers. He finds Randall Cobb on the completion. A 6-yard pass on back-to-back plays. Picks up the first.
Randall Cobb back for a 12th NFL season, all but 2 with these Green Bay Packers. You certainly have to admire his longevity, as he's one of just 3 receivers still around from the 2011 draft. He may not be the top receiver on your team, but he still contributed 375 yards last season and a first down here.
Rodgers again now. This is Cobb with a catch right side. This will be the 8th play of the drive here. 3rd and 4. Now some movement before the snap. And we'll hear from our referee for the first time this afternoon. Maybe anticipating a blitz, and they jumped.
Yeah, and if we saw it, you know that they saw it. The bad guys might have been coming on that play. Had to pick them up, and they jumped.
Throwing is Rodgers on 3rd down. He'll let this go deep for Lazard. And that will be incomplete. They weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down. O'Donnell, he's on to punt as he gets this one away. This is taken at the 15. They call that a punt of 38 yards officially, and it will be Vikings ball, 1st and 10. The Vikings offense coming out for the first time, and in his 5th season leading this crew, coming off his 3rd career Pro Bowl nod, Kirk Cousins.
Kirk Cousins is back for his 5th year as Minnesota starter, tied for the longest streak of stability the team has had at quarterback since, get this, Fran Tarkenton in the late 1970s. He's been excellent during that time, making his 2nd Pro Bowl last season after 4,200 yards and 33 touchdowns through the air. The Vikings, though, still hovering right around 500 at the 8-win mark, hoping to see him lead a talented roster back to the postseason.
He had to fight that time. Ran through 1 tackle, but ultimately he's only going to get back to the line of scrimmage. And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line. It's a gain of 11 as the Vikings pick up the first.
Well, there's plenty of real estate for him to maneuver on that run, and let's face it, it shouldn't be a surprise. He's one of the better backs in the league. Had to come into this game with the idea, slow him down, otherwise it's going to be a long afternoon.
Following the good run by Cook, here's another 1st and 10. One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. 2nd down. They'll try to throw now. Cousins. Open here, Adam Thielen. A 1st down for Minnesota. Cousins finding Thielen.
Now that was pretty. They executed that curl route versus zone coverage, and that changes things a little bit because against man, it's often a tight curl, tight, sharply run route. Against zone, you're just looking for that open spot, that dead area, so you may curl it a little bit wider just to get to that place.
And usually a tight window. He fired a bullet in there for the completion. And he'll be brought down, losing yardage back at the 40. Rashawn Gary that time through the line and getting the tackle for loss.
Sometimes you just sit back and marvel at what he can do defensively. Speed, strength, quickness, he's the whole package. And that package just wrapped up the runner for a loss.
So the 1st down run lost a couple. Now they come up 2nd and 12. Cousins. And this one taken in on the right sideline, but not in the field of play. They say it's incomplete. The throw led him a little too far. It brings up 3rd down. Cousins to throw it. Incomplete. This is Albert Wilson. And this is going to result in another 1st down as the tackle's made at the Packers 40. Nice 3rd down conversion and even 20 yards.
Well, from their point of view, this game could not be starting out much better, could it? Force a punt on defense, and now they're moving it crisply on offense.
Crisply, I like that. Yeah, moving it very, very well. Looks like the defense on their heels a little bit. You put a score in here, long way to go, but you're right, that's a heck of a start.
Yeah, and I think this is where the play caller is looking at his play sheet and saying, do I have that dagger play? Do I have that play and just finish them off right now? Because I think they'd love to gain that big advantage early.
He'll work his way up the middle for a gain of about 4, 2nd down. Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6. Throwing, Cousins. That's complete to the receiver, Thielen. And this is going to result in another 1st down as the tackle's made at the Packers' 25-yard line. 11 more yards there. This methodical drive continues. We got to like what you're seeing from this offense here on the first drive. A nice, sustained series to begin the game, and it will continue after picking up another 1st there.
Would you say the word methodical comes to mind? I love the execution. I love what they're doing on this drive. They're controlling the ball, controlling the game, controlling the clock.
And now a throw on 1st down there, but it's incomplete. On 2nd down, Cook. And he stopped immediately there. Now right where this set of downs started, they need a full 10 here to pick up the 1st down and move the chains. On 3rd down, Cousins. Open man as Thielen is complete. And they do get him down, but not before he's able to slip it inside the 5-yard line. Last play got stuck at the line. Different story here, over 20 yards.
That's a sharp throw right there on 3rd down. They're looking to get the first points of the game, and they certainly don't want to be on a field goal. So that's a nice job to get the hook up and set up a 1st and goal.
A chance for their first points of the season here as it's 1st and goal. Cook. He is going nowhere in a hurry as he is going to lose yardage here in a big way. So a loss of 5, and it'll be 2nd down.
They have 3 tight ends in that formation. That's almost a universal sign that they're planning to run the football. But how about the defense there? They met force with force and caused a stack up behind the line of scrimmage and threw him for a loss.
Now from the 9, here's 2nd and goal. They try again with Cook. Showed off the toughness, but still corralled shy of the 5 at the 6. 3rd and goal for Cousins. Oh, that's into a sea of bodies, and it's intercepted. Adrian Amos with a pick. And the Packers are going to take possession here at their own 6-yard line.
Definitely not the ideal time to see that mistake, partner, because this is still a one-possession game, and that's at least a field goal that just vanished with that turnover. Now, pressure's on defensively to prevent that pick from turning into points for the other side.
The Packers offense here coming back out for their 2nd drive. They got the ball now following a big play, keeping the other guys out of the end zone. Now they'll start deep in their own territory, 1st and 10. They'll start out on the ground with Jones. And he'll take this one up to about the 13. 4 receivers in the formation here. 3 to the left, 1 to the right. 2nd and 3. Looking left sideline, incomplete. Well, the incompletion, but now we also have an injured player. Well, just the last thing you want to see here in the 1st quarter of a new season. Hopefully nothing serious. We'll step aside for a moment. So the incomplete pass on the last play, and that leads us to a 3rd and 3. Now it's Rodgers. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, Eric Kendricks. And the Vikings are going to take possession of the football. And they'll take possession already in the red zone and in a great spot to add points to the scoreboard.
And Brandon, how many times have we seen a defense with a lot of field behind them get even more aggressive, right? They feel they've got them not pinned down, but in a favorable spot for them. And they took advantage of it there. Got a nice interception and set up their offense in great shape.
They're coming out with a jumbo package to start the drive. Cousins gives way to Cook. And he'll get 4 there, down to about the 12-yard line. 2nd down, they go right back to Cook. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. Now they're going to be dealing with a 3rd and 7. Is that one officially a loss of 1?
A loss of a yard on the play. Brings up 3rd and 7.
No score after 1 on EA Sports. 2nd quarter now from Minnesota. It's the Vikings in possession of the football as they've got it with a 3rd down coming up. Now Cousins. He'll find Thielen, work in the middle. Touchdown, Vikings! Adam Thielen with career touchdown number 60. And the Vikings post the first points of the ballgame as they take the lead here in this 2nd quarter. Well, we had the scoreless first quarter of play. We sure didn't have to wait long into the 2nd quarter to get some action on the scoreboard.
So was the first quarter a feeling out process? I mean, that was an interesting quarter, wasn't it? Because we had some action, we had some good play, just didn't have any points. So now it's game on.
Joseph connects on the extra point, and that makes the score 7-0. Scoring summary, 3-play drive. And it ends with a touchdown pass to Adam Thielen. Minnesota's kick team ready, and the Vikings boom it away. Fielded just outside the goal line. And he returns this to the 22. The Green Bay offense now about ready to take possession here. And we'll see if they can bounce back from that last drive, in particular, if they can bounce back at the quarterback position, Charles, after throwing their first interception of the ballgame.
Yeah, and some guys, you know they're going to want to try and get a big play right away and take control back. Others, they're going to look to hit a couple shorter passes, get a little momentum back that way.
But for the defense, that goal's not changing a bit. They want another pick.
You're exactly right about that. In fact, you got to watch them a little bit because in coverage, they may cut down their gaps a little bit, maybe their splits a little bit in order to try and get to the ball even faster.
Now Rodgers. And he's got his receiver. That's Sammy Watkins. And he is going to have a Packers first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
Well, that was a fun one to watch right there. A nice in-breaking route and plenty of room in the middle of the field. And he was able to get behind the linebackers and grab the completion for a really good pickup.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Rodgers now to throw. It gets it over the middle to Cobb. Short completion, just 4 yards, and it's 2nd down. Rodgers with a give. It's Aaron Jones. And he'll be tackled at the 45 following a gain of just 2. The Packers on 3rd down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and 4. Got a man. It's Tunyon. And he is going to have a Packers first down as he'll be marked down a yard or 2 past the marker following a gain of 6. That's now 4 completions in a row. A good bounce back following the interception last drive.
Certainly not letting it affect him, that's for sure. And we all know interceptions are going to happen. So the big trick, don't let it affect you going forward. Most of the good quarterbacks, they just tell the ball boy, get that one out of the rotation, give me a fresh ball, and let's go. He's got his offense moving again.
Now a first down carry by Jones. And he'll get this into enemy territory, but not by much as he's down to the 48.
Delay of game, offense.
And they'll accept that penalty.
Still 2nd down.
Here's Rodgers. Over the middle, complete. That's Cobb. And he'll be brought down just shy of the 40. So they need 2 yards here on 3rd down. Remember, they're already 2 of 2 on 3rd down conversions on this drive. And this is caught by Watkins. And he is going to have a Packers first down by a couple of yards as they're able to get 4 there on 3rd and 2.
As an unbiased observer, I think it would have been interesting to see what they would have done if they hadn't gotten the first down there. But since they did, I guess the point is moved.
And they're right there in that middle ground, field goal range, punt, go for it. But as you said, they picked it up. Rodgers now on first down. Caught by Cobb. And they'll work this down inside the 30. On 2nd down, it's Jones. And he'll be brought down at the 27-yard line. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Rodgers going to throw. And he's left with no option here but to throw it away.
Then their backs up against the wall a little bit, and they come through by forcing an incompletion. Now they've got to continue to ratchet up the intensity a couple of more times and get off the field.
Now Jones is hit. He lost the football. And the Vikings pick up the football. And his crew will take over with a football at the 35-yard line.
I don't know about you, but I'm going to go to the positive side this time. Yeah, there was a fumble at the end of this one, but what a sustained drive. And if they keep stringing those together, you got to like their chances.
And credit the defense, though. You're out there for that long, you start to get tired, but they were able to get the turnover.
Did you just credit the defense?
I like to credit the defense and the offense.
I like you.
And the analysts.
That's perfect.
Good starting field position for the Vikings as they have it 1st and 10 at their 35-yard line. Meanwhile, Cousins' throw here going to be caught by Wilson. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2. Getting the ball is Cook, running left. And he's stopped after a gain of 1. Not enough. Still a yard to go on 3rd down. They'll run it. Here's Cook. And brought down, but the juke, the very nice juke, gives him the 1st down yardage there. They're able to convert with a gain of 4.
Sometimes the defense gets you the ball on a takeaway and a fumble recovery of their own. You've got to reward them, don't you? You've got to stay out on the field, give them a chance to rest, and how about doing it the way they did it, running the football and picking it up on 3rd down.
They would not have wanted to go 3 and out. They avoid that right there.
Yeah, they avoided the glares as they went back to the bench, didn't they?
First down, here's the run with Cook. And just 1 yard here from the 49 to the 50. Cousins now from the 50. Oh, he'll want that one back. Incomplete. He doesn't drop too many in that department. 3rd down. Cousins. That's caught by the tight end, Irv Smith Jr. And this is going to result in another 1st down as the tackle's made at the Packers' 36. A 3rd down conversion with a strong gain of 14.
For a tight end, he's got good straight line speed, and on that route, he's often the guy that gets overlooked. Nice job there finding him in stride for really good yardage.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Here's Cousins. And that is caught on the right sideline, but out of bounds, says the line judge. The throw took him a little too far at 2nd down. They'll throw again. Cousins. Oh, he'll want that one back. Incomplete. He doesn't drop too many in that department. 3rd down. Cousins from the gun on 3rd. He's going to let this go. Back of the end zone. It's caught in the end zone. Touchdown, Minnesota. Justin Jefferson, 36 yards. And the Vikings go up by 2 touchdowns. Well, he's been doing this for a lot of years, with the arm strength still there, and he showed it off on that one.
And that is absolutely demoralizing for a defense because you've got the offense on the ropes. It's 3rd down. You're trying to get off the field, and then wham, you have a letdown in the secondary, and you give up a big one.
Yeah, and you see the final number there on how far that ball traveled. Pretty impressive. Joseph now to have the PAT. And it's good to make it 14-0. So that drive consumes 9 plays all told. And it was all capped off by Justin Jefferson's touchdown reception. Taken in at the 3. And he'll get it up past the 20 to about the 22. Green Bay returning on offense, led by running back Aaron Jones. He's had a good chunk of carries. Problem is for very little success. I don't want to put it all on his shoulders, but that's a big reason they're losing right now.
Have to be very careful that he doesn't start pointing fingers. Offensive line obviously trying. The defense is doing a nice job against him today. When it's all said and done, it's all about the guy in the mirror. He has to get it done better going forward.
See if he can look and do some soul-searching now. To throw again on 2nd down. Rodgers into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked by the linebacker, Brian Asamoah. And the return will stop right around the 25.
When a team's turned it over 3 times in the first half, we just look at the offense and say, guys, what are you doing? But instead, we really should be looking at the defense. They've created the takeaways. 2 interceptions, 1 caused fumble. They played awfully well swarming to the ball here in the first half.
We'll remind you that coming up tonight, the first Sunday nighter of the new season. And how about this for a matchup? The Buccaneers and the Cowboys from Dallas, 8:20 Eastern. Then tomorrow, Monday night, just 1 game here in Week 1 this year. And it'll pit the Broncos and Seahawks as Russell Wilson makes his Bronco debut. And, of course, where is it? Seattle. Coincidence? We'll let you decide.
And that's what I'd like to see out of this defense, a little fire, a little toughness. It hasn't been the best first half for them, but they did do a nice job there, forcing a loss on that play.
First play of the drive goes the wrong way. Here's 2nd and 12. 2 minutes to play, first half. It's 14-0. On 2nd and 12, Cousins. A quick throw there, going to be batted away and incomplete. The chance of wasting this great starting field position, a real threat. This is 3rd and long. Setting up the screen for Cook. Gets past one man, and he'll be brought down at the 21, just shy of the 20 in the red zone. The Packers going to use one of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. 4th down, field goal try coming, so Cousins is off, and on comes Greg Joseph for Minnesota. On the left hash mark, this a 38-yard attempt. The kick by Joseph is good, and that will extend their lead even further. So they get the turnover in plus territory. The drive stalls out, but still able to get 3 out of that.
Yeah, we were able to see an offense and a defense kind of mix and match with each other, didn't we? Both of them trying to make sure that they have the upper hand and the advantage. Offense trying to get to the end zone. Defense, of course, trying to hold them to a field goal attempt. And it wasn't a guaranteed lock 3 from where they started. So, the offense has to be happy to come away with those 3 points.
Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. On the throw, led him too much that time. It's incomplete. An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. Throwing now is Rodgers. He finds his man, complete. It's Watkins. And he's going to get a good gain of 9 here up to the 34. The left side completion to Jones. It'll be a loss of 2, maybe 3 on the play. And that'll bring up 4th down. And not what you're looking to do on 3rd and 1, completing the pass, but going backward.
I have zero explanation for that because 3rd and 1, you just figure snap, throw, first down, right? Easy play. But end up losing yardage on it. That's hard to account for.
So on 4th down, on is the punter, Pat O'Donnell, to kick it away. Fair catch signaled for and taken just shy of the 30-yard line. 36 yards on the punt with no return. And the Vikings will take over here 1st and 10. The Vikings ready to go again on offense. And now consider the lead. The question is, how much is good enough? Are you going for more?
It's the NFL. There's never enough, I believe, because they get reeled in all the time when you sit on the ball. I think that they will try and move the ball downfield and try and squeeze a few more points out of this first half. They'll be careful. They'll be a little bit cautious at times, but also they will attack downfield and try and get in position for at least 3 points.
Cousins on 1st down. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete. To throw once more on 2nd and 10. Cousins. He's going to get this one down to Cook. He had a great move, but he'll still be stopped shy of midfield. The Vikings going to signal for the first of their timeouts, as the stoppage will come with a little under a minute to go in this first half. They'll need 5 on this play to move the sticks. Cousins. Right back to Cook for another completion. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work this to the 45. Now another timeout called for by the offense as they get the stoppage with just under 50 seconds remaining in half number 1. Now this offense in midseason form here in the opener. It's 1st and 10. To the air again, it's Cousins. Throwing quickly to Wilson. And he's going to be taken down just shy of the 35.
Let nothing fancy on first down, but a very consistent type of a play. Hit that slant. A lot of people call it an extension of the running game, and it can be if that pass is completed, because you hit a guy on the run like that, you often can go for big yardage.
Sets him up nicely for second down, staying ahead of schedule. He lets this one fly toward the back of the end zone. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there, trying to take a shot, but it's third down. Cousins to throw it. Got his man complete over the middle. That's Cook. And he will have the Vikings first down as they're able to convert by plenty there on 3rd and 1. Now a timeout signaled for, and they'll get it with 10 seconds to go before halftime. So even though it's first down, here's the field goal unit on now to try to get 3 before halftime. Made his first. This now from 46 yards away. Joseph's got it, and that will extend their lead even further. So this lead, Charles, just continuing to swell here in the first half.
It's interesting. When we talked to them prior to the game, they told us that their game plan was take no prisoners, and they've lived up to it so far because everything has worked. No guarantee that'll continue, but all in all, this coaching staff's got to be very pleased by what they've seen.
The Packers take over first and 10. Their own 23-yard line.
No reason to do anything foolish as they'll snap it one more time on first down. All that remains is to snap this once, and that'll do it for the first half of play. So we've reached halftime here on opening weekend. As we'll send you down to Orlando, and we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
All right, Brandon, thanks very much. And welcome back to football, everybody. We've got a full slate of 16 games here to start the new season. So let's take our first trip around the NFL. Lastly, let's check on one final game for you. And you can see they are scoreless as they play the second quarter. And on now to a check on the next-gen stats in that first half for the Packers. And they didn't get a whole lot accomplished through the air in those first 2 quarters of play. They'll need to up their game if they want to rally all the way back. Meanwhile, for the Vikings, they were even better throwing the football. Lots of open receivers to choose from, and you can bet that'll continue to be a focus in the second half.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. Fielded just outside the goal line. And he'll be tackled just shy of the 25. Out come the Vikings. They'll have it first on offense as we begin the third. This offense set to begin the third quarter, and Charles, if they had a checklist of things they wanted to accomplish in the first half, certainly at the top of that list would be having the lead, and they've got that here.
That's always the most important box to check, isn't it? But also, they've had some success in their passing game, so probably an empty box establishing the run. They're on pace for fewer than 100 yards in this one, so now they want to make sure that they get that going so they truly have a control in this ball game, and down the stretch, being able to be balanced. Either throw it or run it and try and win this ball game.
On third down, Cousins. Throw left side on target to Thielen. And he will have a Vikings first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
And while we may be looking at the scoreboard, this offense certainly is not, because they're showing no signs of backing down, even with a 3-score lead here in the third quarter. I think they keep taking their shots. They've seen blown leads happen throughout this league. They don't want to fall victim to it themselves.
Another tote for the workhorse this afternoon. It's Cook. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. 12 more yards there and another first down. Those are the type of runs that we did not see from him in the first half, but a good start to the third quarter.
And I know what everyone's thinking that's watching this. They did a great job adjusting at the half. Oftentimes you don't make adjustments You just dial into your game plan a little bit better, and maybe they're starting to make some headway.
So 1st and 10, and if they score on this drive, might have to start digging in our second half blowout material. Cousins now. And this is Cook with the grab. And they're going to get this down to about the 37.
Well, coaches always talk about finding balance on offense. I mean, get much more balance than this. Big-time run, big-time pass.
A 1-2 combination. Looked pretty good.
How about that? Let's see if they can continue to take that kind of a punch, though.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Now Cousins. Over the middle here to Wilson. And he'll be brought down at about the 23-yard line.
That was a nicely run slant route, and what the receiver's trying to do is make the defender think he's going upfield for a deeper route, and then breaks it off, usually after about 3 to 4 steps, and cuts towards the middle of the field. And now what he's trying to do is use his body to keep the defender away from the football and get the quarterback a really nice target.
They go play action. Cousins. Swinging this out wide here for Cook. And he'll be marked down right at the 20-yard line.
That's a good job there by the corner. We do talk about this a lot, that a lot of corners see their job as simply covering receivers. Tackling isn't everyone's thing. But in this case, he came up quickly and made a nice, sure tackle.
2nd and 7 from the 20. Throwing, Cousins. And that'll fall incomplete. He was hit just as he let that go. And now it's 3rd down. To throw is Cousins. He'll dump this off to Cook. And able to get this down inside the 15, either the 13 or 14 before he's out of bounds. It'll go down as a gain of 6. And that's going to make it 4th down.
Well, it looks like they got what they wanted. They got the completion, but they weren't able to break any tackles or gain nearly enough yardage to pick up the 1st down. Now to be 4th and short.
Now Cousins on 4th down. Open man is Thielen is complete. Touchdown! Kirk Cousins with 3 touchdown passes now in the afternoon. Well, Charles, no matter what the prognosticators say before the season, whether they think you're going to be good, bad, or somewhere in the middle, you never quite know how week 1 is going to play out. But for them, it has been an impressive performance, and they are well on their way to a 1-0 start.
Yeah, it's a lot like opening up presents, isn't it, partner? You're not quite sure what's inside, but you're hopeful, right? In this case, exactly what they were looking for, exactly what they need.
Joseph on for the extra point. And that stretches the lead to 27. A 10-play drive that time. And it ends with a touchdown pass to Adam Thielen. Minnesota's kick team ready, and the Vikings boom it away. From a yard or 2 deep, here comes a return. And he'll wind up getting a couple extra yards here for his trouble, bringing it out of the end zone as he's down at the 27. So here are the Packers now. They get set for their first possession of half number 2. The CD, they certainly know the hole that they face as they begin the second half. They have to do what precious few teams have done in NFL history, and that's try to come back from a 4-possession deficit.
And, partner, you know, as that team gathers, they're saying to each other, you never say never, right? Because if you're on an NFL roster, that's how you have to think. You can always come back and win a ball game. And let's face it, we saw a certain Super Bowl, a 25-point lead late, that wasn't enough to put someone away. But that being said, this task is near impossible. Let's face it. The bottom line is it officially becomes impossible if this possession is an empty one.
Rodgers going to try and throw on 3rd down. Oh, had his hands on it, couldn't bring it in. Pretty symptomatic of how this game's been going.
Well, partner, they've certainly played up to their top 10 defensive ranking this week. They've stifled this opposing offense throughout this game, This contest is now lopsided because of their efforts, and there's still a quarter to go.
And on fourth down, on is the punt team sending this one away. Fair catch called for right around the 11-yard line. They call it 38 yards on the punt, no return. And the Vikings will be backed up deep to begin their drive as they take over 1st and 10. Cousins and the Vikings with a 1st and 10 at their own 12-yard line. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive.
Out route to Jefferson, and he's got it.
And he'll be out of bounds right around the 20. Cook up the gut. And he'll only get a yard to bring up 3rd and 1. Third and short yardage. Cousins got an open man finding Jefferson. And he will have the Vikings first down, and he'll have it by plenty as they're able to keep the drive alive on 3rd and inches.
I don't care how many times we see it. I still get a kick out of watching quarterbacks and receivers do the pass tree in pregame warm-up. But I always remember that when we go to practices, we see that after practices as well. They really tune it up, don't they?
They tune it up. They know why they do it for these situations. First down.
And they build that trust, and that's why they're able to find him in this type of a situation.
And he'll get this up just shy of the 30. Got it here at the 29 on 2nd and 8.
Here's Cousins. Complete. Smith has it. And they're able to get this one across the 35. Second catch for him today, and it'll wind up a 1st down.
Well, I certainly don't want to pile on, but this defense has just not been up to the challenge in this game, and this continues as we see here. Coverage, not been very good. Soft in spots. There's an easy throw and catch for another 1st down.
Altogether, a pretty shaky start to the year for this defense as they defend another 1st and 10.
Up the middle, it's Cook. And not a whole lot of room to operate there on the 1st down run. He gets maybe 3.
On 2nd down, it's Cook again. And he'll be pretty well stopped in his tracks. Give him a yard up to the 42.
So it's 3rd and 6, and this will be the 8th play of the drive. Throwing is Cousins. And Wilson with it, complete. And this is going to result in another 1st down as the tackle's made at the Packers' 39. Right about 20 yards on the pickup. Officially, they'll say it's going to go for 19.
I'll tell you what, a lot of those mid-range throws have been available because sometimes teams get too concerned about the deep ball and they leave too much space in front of them, and these guys have been taking advantage so far.
So into Packer territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 39-yard line. From the gun, here's Cousins. He rifles one that's intercepted. Rasul Douglas picks it.
And the Packers are in great shape here as they take over at their 46-yard line. Well, to be blunt, not a whole lot has gone right for this defense in this ball game, but that's something right there. Still in the 3rd quarter. It would take something around miracle territory for a comeback, but maybe that's a start, Charles.
It certainly is, and they're definitely showing that there's some fight still left in them. Hasn't been a banner day, but they're trying their best to put that disappointment behind them and find ways to make plays.
Rodgers will break the huddle and bring the Pack up 1st and 10 at their own 46.
And he'll begin the drive with a give to Jones.
And he put up a good fight, but he's going to be taken down behind the line of scrimmage.
This defense is just flat getting after it. They have not given up much of anything in the run game. Case in point right there.
The opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12. Again, it's Jones.
And a lane slow and materializing there as he'll get maybe a yard up to the 45.
Throwing is Rodgers on third down.
This one swung out here to Jones.
And they went the wrong way there. Losing yardage back at the 43-yard line. They call it a loss of a yard there. And it'll be fourth down. We are through three quarters here on NFL Kickoff Weekend. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. And we return, welcoming you back to Minneapolis. Now Rodgers, gotta have this one. A lot of happy faces in the crowd at this point as their guys have a big lead here to start quarter number 4. The Packers unable to pick up the first. And the Vikings, they have the football now in excellent field position. Well, they've clearly made a conscious decision here to be more aggressive in the late stages of this game here in the second half.
And I get it. In this situation, if you want to be aggressive out near midfield, you feel good about your defense maybe, or just, hey, I thought I had a proper play call. But how about the guys that just stopped them? How good do they feel right now? You want to go for it here? We shut you down. They're over on the bench right now feeling great.
Down to the 42, second down. Second down, they go right back to Cook.
And he's got room. And he'll be stopped at the 28. On a play that started at the 14, they pick up 14.
Most of the damage has been done through the air. I mean, they've rung the bell 3 times with passing touchdowns, but guess what? Ground game has not been neglected. Nice little burst right there.
They'll try the middle with Cook. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9. They'll try to throw now. Cousins. Catch made right side by Wilson.
And he's brought down here just outside of the 20.
He decided to run a hitch route. It really helps to have a guy who can turn it loose. And boy, he rifled one in there on that one. Not much run after catch, but it worked really well.
Third down, Dalvin Cook. He pushed forward, but I don't think it's enough. He's going to be about a yard short. He needed 3. He got 2. Now that'll set up an interesting situation here on 4th and a yard. To throw, Cousins. And he's got his tight end. That's Smith. And the Vikings are going to have 1st and goal as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points.
Well, it all came together on that one, didn't it?
Big-time throw on 4th.
Now that had to feel good, didn't it? Taking that type of a gamble there and making it pay off. What a throw.
And tough as a receiver because no matter how perfect the pass, you know it's 4th down and you got to convert.
A little bit of extra pressure, but he overcame it.
Touchdown, Vikings!
Justin Jefferson.
Already his 2nd touchdown here in this opening weekend.
And the Vikings are closing in on a winning start to the year as they extend their 4th quarter lead. Well, CD, simply put, if anyone around the league wasn't paying attention to them to start the season, they will be heading into Week 2. This has been an impressive Week 1 performance.
They've certainly announced that they are ready to go, haven't they? They wanted to send a message out to the rest of the league. You better put your eyes on us. We may be someone you have to reckon with.
Joseph connects on the extra point.
And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to that big lead. Minnesota's kick team ready, and the Vikings booming away.
From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. And able to take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line.
And Green Bay getting ready to go as they take the field.
And they knew coming in that this would be a tough place to go in and win a season opener. But this has just been a performance, to be frank, not to be proud of here as they trail big in this 4th quarter.
And he'll let this go deep for Lazard. And incomplete on the deep ball. So now they'll come up on 2nd and 10, once again from the 28. Rodgers now to throw. And this is caught by Watkins. And down right around the 32-yard line, 4 yards on the pickup. To throw, it's Rodgers. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And this belongs to the Vikings.
Well, partner, I think it's safe to say they can mark this down as extremely frustrating. Here we are in the fourth quarter, and that last play, that turnover, I think it epitomizes what happened to them all day on offense.
So symbolic, and that's why they're still being shut out. And the Vikings now heading on to the field.
And they have to be feeling pretty good. Comfortable fourth quarter lead as they take over following the fumble recovery.
A give. This is Cook.
He finds a little bit of room, enough for 4 yards. It'll be second down.
To throw on 2nd and 6. Cousins. There he goes left side. The 30. 10, 5, and into the end zone. It's a pick 6 and a Packer touchdown. This game's still fairly well in hand, but I think now you go conservative, don't you? Go into your shell, just run the football?
I think you have to, but you also have to tell your backs, make sure you're really protecting the football because you're going to run into a stacked defensive front, which is why they were throwing the football before, trying to make sure they just get their backs, really beat up in that situation. Now, good luck to them.
On is Mason Crosby for the point after. And the lead drops from 34 to 27. A heck of a play there defensively, getting the interception, navigating his way into the end zone for the touchdown. So they throw the pick 6. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air.
Taken in at the 3. And able to get this across the 20, but not much further as he's dropped it to 23-yard line.
Now whistles and a timeout. Looks like we've got a Viking slow to get up.
While the medical staff checks on him, we'll step aside in this Week 1 contest.
The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway.
And this is really the start to the season that you're hoping for if you're a coach or a player. They've got the big lead here in the fourth quarter, and now can really take some time off the clock.
8 yards the tally on that first down run. Here's 2nd and 2. Play fake. Cousins. Packer pressure, and down he goes.
It's Preston Smith. He gets the sack there. Just not much a quarterback can do there, CD. The pressure was in his face almost instantaneously. Led to a very quick sack.
Yeah, that's one where you turn to your lineman and say, guys, can I get a little help here? And you have to ask politely because, remember, they're blocking for you the entire game. But as a quarterback, you've also got to have the clock running in your head when you need to get rid of the football. But this time, he had no chance.
And pressure coming, and they got him once again.
And now they'll stop play here, at least momentarily. A member of the Vikings in some discomfort after that last play. Well, now they're going to come out and take a look at this injury, and we'll be back in a moment.
Here's Jordan Berry now. Always a good sign when your first punt comes in the fourth quarter. And now a fair catch called for and taken just outside the 40-yard line. So a change of possession here on the punt. And it'll be Packer football here. First down and 10. Meanwhile, in Nashville, they're on to the fourth quarter now. And you saw the score at the bottom of your screen a moment ago. We got a good one going on there. A win would be their first of the young season. On first down, Rodgers.
A throw complete to the tight end, Tunyon.
A 6-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 4.
Throwing again on second down. Rodgers. And Rodgers intercepted a third time.
It's Cameron Dantzler who picks it.
And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown.
Well, this one was already ugly, and now it's it's just kind of becoming a feast on the defensive side of the football.
Yeah, partner, this is a unit that knows they've got this game in the bag with this huge lead, and it's going to drive their coaches crazy because they're telling them, play it straight, do all the right things, but these guys are going to be freewheeling now. All of them are going to take chances, and that one pays off with an INT and a return for 6.
Joseph connects on the extra point.
And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to that big lead. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6. And now the kick is away.
Fielded just outside the goal line. And he'll go down as this drive will start at the 25-yard line. The Green Bay offense ready to take over. And you can sort of sense their dejection. That last pick 6 put the icing on the cake, so to speak, in what has been a rough go for them.
Now Rodgers to try again after the pick 6. Oh, he dropped it. And that's pretty indicative of the way this one's gone. To throw again on second down. Rodgers. Got a man. That's Lazard. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. Now it looks like we'll get a timeout, and we will. We've got an injured Packer on the field.
Well, you always hate to see injuries, especially tough here in week 1. Just hoping this is nothing serious. We'll take a quick timeout.
On 1st and 10, here's Rodgers.
This one complete to Tunyon underneath.
And he's able to get this one out closer to midfield across the 45. Rodgers to throw once more. And on the left sideline, he caught it, but out of bounds, according to the head linesman. Incomplete, so the ball a little late getting there, and it's 3rd down. Shotgun now for Rodgers. And that will be incomplete.
And that's another play that's been in the picture of this game overall. It's been a blowout. It's been continually fueled by big turnovers and stops for one side and an inability to advance the ball from the other.
And that is incomplete, but a penalty flag coming in. This could be a first down.
Defense.
A lack of discipline defensively on 4th down, and now that leads to a 1st and 10. Here's Rodgers. That's complete to Cobb.
And they're going to get this down near the 35-yard line.
Looking to throw again on 2nd down. Rodgers. That's complete right side to Lazard. And this is going to turn into another first down as the tackle is made at the Vikings 23. Rodgers going to throw. Setting up the screen here, Aaron Jones. And he'll lose yardage here, going down back at the 28. So it goes as a completed pass, but they lose a full 5 yards.
Well, that wasn't exactly a thing of beauty. I know they completed the pass, but look at the yardage lost. I mean, who does that make happy?
That's why I don't play in PPR points per reception fantasy leagues right there.
You'd be really
You don't deserve
upset,
anything
right?
for that.
But you get credit for it? Is that how that works?
Yeah.
Well, I know whoever has this team's defense, they were happy about that play.
Meanwhile, Rodgers throw into the hands of Cobb. And he'll be brought down at about the 23-yard line.
Rodgers again now. That's complete, and once again, it's Cobb. And he's going to be taken down short of the first, right around the 15-yard line. That's good. The completion there for 7 yards. And that's going to bring up a 4th down.
Never make the mistake that the slot receivers, especially the little guys that we're watching here, are just quicker than fast. A lot of them combine quickness and speed, and they catch a lot of footballs, as we just saw there.
So now on 4th down, Rodgers will give way to Mason Crosby for the field goal try. This just 32 yards officially from the right hash. The kick by Crosby is good, and they'll get back 3, but this remains a large deficit. Well, in the grand scheme of things, those 3 points likely not going to matter much, but I guess they get a little closer, a little more respectability.
Yeah, you're exactly right. They've been outplayed all game long, but like my mom used to tell me all the time before I went out, dress up a little bit, son. Make yourself respectable. And that's what they're doing here. They're just dressing up the final score.
And he brings us out past the 20 to the 24. Now the Vikings offense works their way back onto the field.
Well, we've reached the stage where it's a mere formality at this point. They've got the comfortable lead. We know what the outcome is going to be. I guess the only question is, do they want to put more points on the board before the final gun?
Well, I certainly hope not. And I'm being selfish here because you and I have flights to catch. Let's go ahead and finish this one off, guys. You've taken care of business. Let's close it out. And you and I, let's get to the airport.
So the Vikings in possession of the football as we get you reset. They've got a second down now as they look to salt this one away.
On second down, it's Cook again.
And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. And let's see, the Packers defensively 6 DBs, so a dime look on third.
Could play coverage or bring pressure.
To throw is Cousins. And complete right side to Cook. And he'll be brought down right at the 30 here. That's going to bring up 4th down. Only a gain of 2 there.
Partner, I think that completion takes the definition of dink and dunk to a different level, doesn't it?
It does, and the defense was right there, kind of played into their hands. Barry on to punt as he gets this one away. Call it 46 yards on the punt, just a single yard on the return as he was covered quickly.
And they will take over 1st and 10. Green Bay's offense ready to go again.
They've lost this one. Their offense has struggled. Do they try to put together something here at the end just to take into next week?
Yeah, sometimes teams want to do that and coaches want to. I remember one time I was on a team and we were losing late in the game like this and you knew it was lost. It was over, right? And the coach called a running play and pretty much said to everyone, I want to see something executed well before we get out of here. And that was the message to the team.
Just something to build on.
Just something to build on, get it done, and maybe we can look at that and say, we'll get better as we go forward.
To throw again on second down. Rodgers, he'll hit Watkins on the crossing route. Now the Packers going to go ahead and use the second of their timeouts as they get it with just 19 seconds left on the clock. Rodgers now on 1st down. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect. To throw on 2nd and 10. Rodgers drops it to Jones in the flat.
And he'll be tackled on the other side of midfield at the 46-yard line.
And now with 6 seconds remaining, they're going to burn their final timeout. Throwing on 1st down is Rodgers. One last shot at the end zone. And this is going to be caught. So it affects the final score, not the outcome, but it is a late touchdown here on the game's final play. The extra point is good, but it only impacts the final score as this game comes to a close. Well, on the one side, if you try to take away something positive from this game, they played to the final whistle, getting the touchdown there on the last play. But still, all for naught good.
Yeah, I'd say give them points for positivity. I like that. That part is good. But I often wonder, when the game is settled and the clock is run out, do we really need to kick the extra point?
Oh, yeah. It's silly.
It doesn't make any sense to me. I know that people have explained before, well, you got to play it all the way through. Come on, this thing was done.
So for the Vikings, that'll be a happy locker room as they start this season 1-0. And they will hit the road next week for a date with the Philadelphia Eagles. Meanwhile, for Green Bay, they obviously fall to 0-1 with the defeat. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves next week at home against the Chicago Bears.